Hey there, everybody, as we say in Wisconsin. Hey there. We've now learned how to center the clay, so let's learn how we're going to open it and begin to make our pots. Real simple. Everything again is done with the left and the right hand. No feet are allowed. That's a little joke, okay? Make sure it's wet. Left hand in position just like you're centering, but this time instead of your thumb up, lay your thumb down. See how this is? Just laying it across. So my hand is casually held onto this. Because it's wet, the clay slips through the hand easily. Thumb laying across, very important. So have it lean, have it point right. Taking your right hand, two fingers, the first two fingers, lay them on top of your thumb, right, and point to the center of the clay. Top of the thumb, pointing to the center of the clay. Then press down to what you think, and you can take a look, is approximately 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch from the bottom. So let's do that again. Thumb laying across, two fingers on top, touching the thumb. You don't want to do it this way without touching. You want to have your hands touching all the way to the bottom. The way to check this is, now take your pin tool, stop the wheel, take your pin tool, go down all the way to the bottom, and that should be 1/4 of an inch, which it isn't. It's an 1/8 inch, boys and girls. What do you think of that? What a joke. Oh, back. Yeah, we got to do this again.
From the beginning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Weiss screwed up, you know? Because he didn't have his glasses on, boys and girls. Okay. Here we go. Hey there, everybody. Potters, we're ready to go for opening. We now know how to center, so let's open the clay to begin to form our pot. The opening is very simple. Keep your left hand in the same position as you had for centering, but instead of the thumb being up, move your thumb to the right, so it's pointing directly right. Lay it across the clay. Your hand is held casually over the clay. It's nice and wet. It's not dragging. It's just smoothly moving through your fingers. Thumb pointing to the right, very important. Right hand, take the first two fingers of your right hand. Lay them across your thumb, just like this, and point to the center of the clay with them. Now with that, you're going to push down to about 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch down into the center of the clay towards the base. And you can check that by taking your pin tool, going into the bottom, and looking at that. There. That's how much clay we have. I'll do that again. Put your pin tool into the center, move your thumb down the pin tool to the end where the clay meets your finger, bring it up, and that'll tell you how much clay is there. So that's about 3/8 of an inch, and that's what you would like to do. That much bottom there. If it's too thin, when you take it off, it's going to pull the bottom right off. If it's too fat, then it's just too much to pull up. It doesn't work well. So here we are at about 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch of clay in the bottom. So let's move on. Here we go. Now we're going to open it, which means we've started at this size, but we're going to expand it out so that it's wider. So we can make the size of maybe like a coffee cup might be, or a water tumbler. Water on it. Position the thumb again on the left hand the same way. Right hand, two fingers there. Lay them across, your right hand two fingers, lay them across your thumb, and begin to pull towards you. You can speed the wheel up a little bit, but then you want to make sure these fingers are curled in. Curl them towards you, just slightly as you begin to open it. Don't apply a lot of pressure, don't force it. Allow the wheel, because it's moving at the speed that it is, which is about a medium speed. And now we've opened it up. So this is probably about 2.5 to 3 inches for this amount of clay, which is 1.5 pounds of clay. Take the sponge, starting in the center of the clay, we're going to compress. That's the word that's used. Compress. And you compress from the center to the right. You want to compress so that the clay will adhere to the bat, number one, remove water, number two, and most importantly, avoid cracks. You've got to have this compressed so that you don't get cracks in the bottom. And you want a nice smooth bottom to your pot. If you have a bowl, you think of it nice and smooth, or the coffee pot, or the coffee cup, very smooth. Next step, so we've compressed the center. Let's compress the rim. This is very important. Take your left hand, just like you've been doing, just like you opened it. Put your 2 fingers inside, your thumb in the outside, right near the top. And just gently lay your right hand finger on top of it. See, don't push it down. Don't force it. Just lay it down on top. 2 fingers are moving along here, along the side of it. They support the side of the rim. Top finger on top this way. Now there's another, clear the water out of there. Another thing I like to do is I call it a volcano. It's where the shape of the clay, as I'm pulling up, is constantly leaning towards the inside. You'll find that as you start to pull up, it may happen that your clay is moving this way. It's moving to the outside. You don't want it to do that. You want to produce a cylinder. So the easy way of doing that is after every pull, you put your hands around it and move it into a volcano. Just like that. So we've compressed the center, compressed the rim, and we've volcanoed.